I got to be on.
Yeah, it took a minute. It took a
Wait,
minute.
so Pops, do you have beer?
It might have got warm by now.
Yeah,
I think everybody did.
Back tire again.
Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Amber Ale.
I'm gonna
Okay.
roll off. Just let me know when you guys need me.
All
All
right.
right, thanks, Josh.
Yeah.
So, are you looking for the ABV?
Yeah. Can't read it though.
It is 5.2.
5.2.
Yep.
Okay.
And today we have,
I can't see it, but 5.2 it is.
ours is Evolutionary State by
Evolution.
Evolutionary State by
STATE.
yes, sir.
Oh,
It's an
evolutionary.
English style barley wine conditioned with maple and Madagascar vanilla flavors. So it sounded fancy. And I like barley wines. This is 12.5%. So it's gonna be a nice doozy.
Yeah. 12.5. That's pretty potent there.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're drinking, Pooh?
Yeah, I got the same thing.
Oh.
So Crystal said it's a new local brewery in the house or in the area.
Oh,
so the
okay.
thing is, we're gonna taste it out. Let me see. From pre-smell, I think it's gonna be sweet. I'm thinking it might be like a 6.5.
About 6.5. Well, last time I know I got a 6 out of Fat Tiger. That was a couple of weeks ago, so maybe it's done to improve.
Yeah, let's see. Let's give it a taste.
Let's see.
Yeah.
What is in mine? Do you have all this stuff for yours? Can y'all see this? Look what's in my glass.
What's in there?
I don't know what that is, but I know it. I tasted it. It's like caramel.
Oh,
it
yeah?
Look like icing or something.
Yeah, I'm mixing mine up.
I don't know if I want all that. That's thick.
Well, I don't know what's in mine.
Look at that. It's moving.
But it tastes better than it did, so I can move this one to a 7 today.
Whoa! Breaking news! Breaking news!
That would cost all the hard work.
There's a 7 in the building.
Yeah.
Yeah, it like fell out of the bottom.
Yeah.
It's gone for good now.
Yeah, this is pretty good now. I guess this is sort of a reward for me not being able to get on.
Yeah, I guess not. We lost Christmas. She's not gonna be able to come back now.
Are you the host? There we go.
Oh.
I don't know what just happened. You see it changed my camera view and everything. Because I'm trying to show y'all how
yeah, I see it.
I'm showing you how when I move it around, it moves with my finger. It's so weird.
Yeah, but I mixed it up and it clumped back together. That's strange. Maybe we shouldn't drink this, huh?
I said I'm nervous. I'm nervous now.
Tastes good though.
So which way?
I give it a 7.
I give it a 7. See, look at this. Watch this, Pops. Let's see. I'm trying to get the camera right. Look how it all moved together. That is so weird.
Oh yeah.
I've never seen that before.
I ain't never seen that before.
You see, I had to stop when I felt it in my mouth. I was like, "This is some chunky beer." That's crazy.
Does it stay on your finger? When you stare it, does it stay there?
No, it like slide off. She froze.
Oh, it slides. Oh, okay.
It feel like it must be like the molasses or something. It feels slimy. Can you see? Oh, there it goes. It was on my finger for a second. Like I can move it up the. See that? You can't really see it. It looked like slime.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink it anyway. It tastes pretty good though. So I like barley wines, but it looked like the molasses or something. It must be molasses in here. That's my guess anyway.
You said caramel in there, didn't you?
Yeah, maple Madagascar vanilla flavors intertwined with elements of our English style barley wine and influence from our robust imperial stout for a complex burst of flavor in every sip. Church Street Brewing. Yeah. I just don't like the look of it, but it tastes pretty good.
Mm. Yeah.
Hold on, Chris is saying she's shouting something to me. What's up, Chris? Nah, I can't let you in.
Mm.
Yeah, call Josh. Tell him to let you back in. Chris is stuck backstage.
You said Chris backstage.
Yeah, she's stuck because we're not the host, so we can't let her in.
I don't. Yeah.
Like Joshua set all of this up so he can let people in, he can kick people out. So he's not
Okay.
here.
I don't know what's going on. So how did she get out?
I mean, if you close your computer, you can get out, but you can't get back in because
That's what I'm saying. She closed her thing out.
I think the connection dropped or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm lost.
Yeah, I was trying to see if I could get it, but I don't know how to. Yeah, I'm not the host or whatever, so I don't got the option.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, well, what's going on with you?
Oh, nothing now. I feel pretty good. I'm trying to think of what's going on with me.
That's good. Hey, feeling pretty good is a big part of it.
All right.
Feeling pretty good is a big part of it.
Studo.
Let me go that way.
I don't know. Hey, Pops. Y'all tried to get rid of me, Pops?
Now what happened?
I guess when my camera was acting silly, it just completely booted me out. It booted me out, then let me back in, then booted me out again, then wouldn't let me back in.
What?
That's all right.
You got a chair or something?
Nope.
I got in. I don't know how I got in, but I've been staying there. Ain't nothing. I ain't touching nothing either.
Y'all gonna talk. I'll see if you can figure it out.
If I try to improve on it, I lose everything.
Yeah, talk.
Grab a stool or something.
Y'all talk. I'll keep trying to work with you.
All right. Yeah, okay, all right. Well, she's gonna try to get back in, but all right. So you enjoying the amber ale? You're feeling pretty good.
Yeah, feeling pretty good.
Yeah. What you got on your mind this after evening? Oh, have you been watching the Olympics?
I watched a little bit. I haven't been watching it. I've seen some highlights from it.
Yeah.
Cause it's on NBC, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it on all day?
Pretty much.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to go down to NBC. I've been watching the highlights off of MSNBC.
Okay. Oh yeah, you watching MSNBC?
I saw where Simone Biles, where she dropped out of the competition. Gold competition.
Yeah.
Singles.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. All I know, there's much more going on than what
Hey, I'm back.
Hey, she's back.
Hey.
Just out of nowhere, I was sitting here typing Joshua. Okay, but go ahead, Pop. I've been listening to the whole conversation. You say you think there's more going on to what
he asked me what I thought about the Simone Biles thing. I said, well, there's more to it probably what meet the eye, because there is a lot of pressure on you. And it is a mental thing too, like I said, you can't perform if you under some kind of pressure, that kind of stuff you can't perform,
Mm-hmm.
Because I guess when you ain't under pressure, you don't think. If you try to think when you're doing that kind of stuff, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when I first saw it yesterday, I thought she had hurt herself. Somebody thought that she had hurt herself doing one of her routines. But then when they talked about the mental health stuff, I just find it interesting. It's like wow, for her to get to this point, because getting to the Olympics is not an easy feat. That's a lot of training. That's a lot of money. And then to just stop you know,
right.
especially for mental health issues. Something like you said, that's real deal, because it's only, you know, a few days of competition. And it's like for someone at that level to back up, and she's only 24. She's a baby. That's a lot of stress. People been moaning and complaining about her all this time anyway, because they don't want to accept that she's the GOAT that she is, because they mad because folks can't do what she can do. She does have a lot of pressure on her. And then it's like, and then carrying the doggone team.
Yeah.
They put all that on her, like, you can't quit because the team needs you, and now we got second. You know, that's unfair. That's
the public will blow your mind, you know.
Yep.
I don't think
you don't need all that kind of pressure. You know?
I don't think she's wilting to the pressure. I think all that's garbage. And of course, we all just speculating. And I only say that because this ain't her first Olympics. This ain't her first big rodeo. This is her second Olympics. She's a 19-time world champion. She has 4 moves named after her that people can't even imagine in their dreams. Like, you don't reach that level.
Everything you listed is a lot of pressure.
But then you saying
she did these things already. She done dominated the field. She's
you saying a mental thing can't slip in on her?
I don't think so. I don't think when you get to that level, I think it's one of two things. This is my opinion, right? I think it's one of two things. I think it's one, she's actually was injured and she can't perform to her best. So had she performed, had she just said, I'm going out there and do it anyway, and performed under her best, they might not even got the silver. They might have ended up with the bronze or not medaling by pushing through. So I think she stepped back. And then 2, my second thought is she calculated the numbers and figured out that they can't win the gold.
So you're saying she's more of a quitter as opposed to just having...
No, I think that is a strategic move. But hold on, because of a few things. If she calculated it and they can't win, right, just working under that assumption, then by her not competing, she allows a junior member more experience to go ahead and perform, and they get the silver anyway.
Then that's when you just go to your coach the same way in the basketball game.
Hold on, though. There's still more left. This is like
move up, but I still think there's a mental problem there too. That she with that mental problem, she couldn't perform at her top. You know, the way she does perform, and so she could step down, let somebody go for the silver. Because
they were gonna get the silver.
Because she
said was in second place. They was about to get the silver regardless. That's why I think she stepped by. And then hold on, my second point to that was she's competing in the all around. So this is if she was slightly
just lately they were saying she wasn't even going to compete in all around.
Oh, I ain't heard that. I thought she was.
I heard that today. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. But
the last I heard, she was
out of that too.
Yeah.
The last I heard, she was competing, and she just stepped out of this. Like I said, I thought it was either an injury or she realized that they can't get in first anyway. So why risk furthering? You won't let me.
I didn't stop you. I'm just listening.
Why further risk a potential injury when the all around and the individual competitions are coming up anyway? So you can sit out of this, get the silver medal anyway, and rest up and get ready for it.
Well, they got the silver, right? But my understanding is, what I heard today, that she done dropped out of all the competition.
I ain't heard that.
I could be wrong now. But
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Pops.
Yeah, you check that if y'all can. Somewhere you can check that out. That's what I heard. And I don't want to spread no rumors.
Right. And and as far as injuries, people get injured all the time. That's nothing to say.
She's not competing.
Exactly. And she said in the interview that I read today, she said people look at us as athletes and they forget that we're humans. And she was saying she couldn't get out of her own head, and that's why she kept messing up. And so she figured instead of just constantly messing up and costing the team points, she would back off and allow somebody else to step in because she could not get out of her own way.
Where did you see
what Nadia?
I read that in the article. I don't remember what article I read this morning.
Comaneci and Bart Connors, I think it was. They both. She was a 5. Nadia Comaneci, I think she was 5 times gold. And she was saying, that, and Bart, he was saying, when you're doing those things, you don't know whether you up or down. I mean, everything is sort of like automatic. Everything is functioning, but you can't think. Because when you think, you're in trouble. So it's sort of like. So he was saying like it's kind of come when you do a certain exercise or something. It just do it because you don't even know what. He said you don't even know whether you upside down or not.
Yeah.
And she's going through the 4 or 5 tumbles and things. If your mind ain't right, you can hurt yourself big time.
Yeah. So I just sent you the article. They said she broke down in tears explaining it. You freak out.
Yeah.
You're fighting in your own head.
Yeah.
That is real. For her to think about how long she's been training for this, and then you get there and your head is messing you up. That is not. And like she said, if you keep reading, she said, my team knows I'm not the one who says nothing like this. At first, they were like, oh, no, tough it out. But when I said it again, they were like, okay, this must be serious if she's saying that. So, okay, we got you. That gotta be something huge.
Man, bro, I've been trying to defend her. She choked in. Like, I don't know. There's nothing else.
I think that's unfair to minimize mental health issues.
I don't think she choked.
That's fair. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair.
Listen, all right. In the vein of 2021, in mental health and its seriousness and all of that, okay, I give it to you. She cracked, whatever you want to call it. But if this was the 80s and we was just saying it like for what it is, because when it's time to perform and you don't perform, you come up short, you choke.
Like, cracking and choking are different, and the reasons behind it, the reasons behind it, you got to look at differently. Because it's a difference if you just scared and you just don't want to. But when you feel like you can't think and your mind is attacking you, that's totally different from, you know what? Because they were saying that somebody else pulled out because they didn't want to compete against somebody else in another sport. That's choking. But when you can't even mentally think about these athletes, when they walk around with their headphones in trying to get themselves mentally prepared, I just think you're comparing it to 2021 to the 80s, like, oh, it wasn't a big deal thing. It should have been a big deal then too, but people just weren't accepting it. And people are luckily starting to accept it now. It is not something to look at and just throw to the side like it's not important.
But she did, and Pooh said she didn't choke because she didn't perform on the perform. She dropping out
if you don't come out the corner.
Huh?
If you don't come out the corner for the fight, what you call it?
For the fight. If you don't enter, you saying I'm out in the age and I'm gonna pass this one up,
Yeah, you scared.
But she didn't choke. Choking mean when you just come up the thing, but she didn't even enter the thing knowing that she might choke.
It's not even
you can't get a pass for that.
And not getting out your head are totally different.
Okay, that is part of performance. Part of performance is the mental game. When in football,
it's mental game.
It's all a part of it. That's part of the sport. So in football, when they kick the ball, they punt it, right? So it's the Super Bowl. There's a punt coming to you. 70 million eyeballs are watching you. The pressure is on. That ball is coming down. How many people have caught that ball? But how many people have came up a little short? They got a little tight. They got a little tipped. They missed the ball. They hit their hands. They fumbled. The other team scores. That is choking. That is, could it be mental health issues? Could it be this? Could it be that? Yeah, that's coming up short, though.
So you don't think there's a difference?
You remember your freshman year at Cali Central?
Oh, go ahead, Pops.
I asked Pooh, did he remember his freshman year at CC? And the ball was kicked to you twice. You were going to be a punt return, and you fumbled both times. So what do you call that?
I ain't never punt returner.
Huh?
I ain't never been a punt returner.
I know. I said, but they were going to make a punt returner out of you. That first game you played.
I wouldn't compare that because I wasn't good at punt return.
But it was still your first one, though. It's still
you can say it was nerves. You can say I choked. Okay, whatever. That's cool. I don't have no problem with that. But I'm not over here saying I was mentally in a bad space and it was bad timing for me.
Not people with mental health issues.
Sports
are still people. They're played by people. So you're telling me that there's no difference between somebody saying, "Oh, I was nervous, I was scared," as opposed to somebody who had an all-out panic attack. That's totally different.
But they're reacting
different.
Is it different?
Yes. A panic attack versus
physiology. What's the word? Based on the body,
physiologically.
based on the body, they're different.
Okay, so
based on the situation, it's the same damn thing. You came up short.
Everybody said the same way. We can go run the same 3 miles and our bodies respond different. Okay, so it's not about the situation, it's about what each person is aligned for. And if somebody is just nervous versus somebody who's having a panic attack, that is totally different. That is totally different.
Man, when the moment in the moment, when you've been training for this for 4 years.
Exactly. This ain't her first rodeo. This ain't her first rodeo.
That's what I'm saying.
And that's what I'm saying. So for her this is not her first rodeo, and she's the captain, and you think that she did that got up the next morning and say, you know what? I think I just wanted a free trip to Tokyo. I'm gonna tell them, I'm just nervous. I'm scared of the ROC. Like, what would her reason be? This young lady has gone through a lot and has done a lot. And like you said, everything that you listed at the beginning, she's done this 19, all of it, but that is all stress and pressure at 24. And she says she felt the pressure. She couldn't get out of her own head. These young ladies, the same way with Naomi Osaka, these young ladies, these young people are being put under so much pressure at such a young age. Even Naomi Osaka has a new documentary on Netflix talking about her loneliness and how she was afraid to stay in the house because she's around people. It's just so much going on, and we don't live them lives. You don't know what it's like where every time you go somewhere, they're looking at every single thing you do.
I don't understand that life. Neither
does a country on your back.
Okay.
Against the world at 24.
And this has been the Olympics are literally 100 years old. Right? None of this is new.
None of this is right. Huh? Who said it was right?
I didn't say that. I just said none of this is new. They're not unique. These aren't the only people that got the weight of their country on their back. This ain't nothing different. And when you train for something for 4 years and it come around and you come up short, you choked. Whether we like the word or not, maybe there's more context to it. I'll give you that. There's more context to it. But you either
if she was in the hospital, in a mental hospital with that.
Listen, I didn't tell her to disregard her mental health and push through and get it done.
Sound like it.
All I said was she choked.
You should sound like it.
Okay, so either when you're performing and the moment comes, either you got it done or you didn't. See, there's no gray area. There's no but.
That's why she's in the situation she's in now, because people would not let her live in the gray.
Okay.
That's why she's where she is now, because people are making her live black or white, and she feels gray right now.
Well, she never had to enter into Olympics, right?
Oh my gosh.
Well, I'm just telling you that the pressure is high.
Now it's her fault.
Crystal, she in this situation because she put herself in this situation, right? So people made her go into gymnastics.
Gosh.
So at the age of 3 years old, people made her go into gymnastics. At 7, they made her perform gymnastics. What is it? Oh my God.
I am saying, oh my gosh, because this young lady found her gift and her passion. If you were living in your gift and your passion, and then all of a sudden the pressure
becomes a nightmare.
I don't think she knew it was going to become a nightmare, especially so quick. But what I'm saying is that if your passion and your gift turns into something that crushes you, it's unfair to say, well, you should have never followed your passion. Because like right now, I've told you no, but that is what you're saying. You're saying nobody forced her to do that. She's doing what she knows how to do. But it's not fair when the world is telling her how she's supposed to think, how she's supposed to feel. People are, they're talking about everything she does. Imagine how many, at 24, imagine how much hate mails this young lady gets. Imagine what they're talking about in these meetings before they even get to the doggone Olympics, on how much pressure and how much the country believing in and riding on it. How many doggone press ops they got to do. How many doggone sponsors.
Where are we going through all this? I get it. LeBron James had it at 18 years old, at 16 years old. What's the difference? Like
everybody is different. She can't her.
So, and then when the lights got turned up, she cracked. She cracked under the pressure. She came up short in the moment. She's still the GOAT. She's still the greatest of all time. She gonna live, right? Like, it'll be all right. And I think she's even gonna be a bigger star because of this. because now she can speak to all of those issues that a lot of people are having. I think that is super dope that if this is true, that she prioritized herself and her mental health even over the performance at the Olympics. But if we're talking from a sports perspective, she came up short. What else do you want? Ain't no in sports, you either get it done or you don't. There's no gray area. In life is nothing but gray. So we can rationalize it all we want to, but in the moment, she didn't get it done. She didn't get it done.
But she didn't choke.
She choked.
No, she didn't get it done because she decided that she might have choked if she tried it.
Okay. I mean,
if she went in there with that mental problem she had and then perform, you say, oh, she choked.
I mean, you say what you want to. Right. I know that now I did see something that said, actually, somebody just sent me this. Hold on. This is, oh, come on. So it says, one former U.S. elite gymnast I talked to said that if it was someone other than Simone Biles who had that same error, they would have certainly blown a knee at a minimum. Another said, if it had happened to her instead of Simone, I probably would have ended up paralyzed. So it sounds like maybe she was off her game a little bit. She wobbled and then she injured herself as a result of that. And maybe that's why she's not continuing. Because if the pressure was on and like, okay, in that moment she was off a little bit, generally they can gather themselves. They can, especially if she got a few days off. But for her not to compete at all no more, like, it must be an injury.
A mental injury.
I don't know. That, like they said, like other people,
kind of like he was saying, you got to be in perfect form mentally. It ain't just physically, but mentally. You go in there not up to par mentally, and you can really hurt yourself, man. You spinning up there 12 feet off the ground and doing all that stuff, and you ain't together. Like he said, many times he didn't know whether he was up or down, But it just he been doing this thing over and over. But when the mind start interfering, if you begin to try to think, you in big trouble.
I just don't understand how y'all are removing. I don't understand how you're removing the mental concentration that it takes to be an elite gymnast.
Sure.
From the sport. So now you're just saying you're removing it from the sport because that's part of it. And if you're not up to it mentally, then you choked.
Hey, that was what I
got to you. And you choked.
Was that not one of the first things I said? I said, you got to think about it. She ain't new. This ain't new to her. She's been in this situation before. So for her to get to this
point, I didn't want to believe it.
That's why for her to get to this point, it had to be serious. And we also have to remember that we are still in a pandemic. There is still a lot of stress, a lot of mental health, a lot of stress just been around, period. The doggone out of the country folks is testing positive over there. Who knows what else is going on? That's like right. People have been struggling emotionally. Yeah. Like it's been a struggle, and it's not about your skill. It's not about whether you're an athlete or a doctor. It's not about your age. It's not about what money you make. Everybody handles things differently, and I just think it's unfair to say that she just choked like she just got scared. I think it's deeper. There are levels to a lot of things. And I think that just the fear of it, but she said that her mind wasn't in it and she was afraid she was going to injure herself. Like, because when she messed up,
she got unrattled. She got unnerved. She not on her game mentally. She not in it. She not locked in. She not in the zone. She's not what it takes to become a champion. Again, that's called choking. If Tiger Woods,
you sound like real Stephen A. Smith right now.
Tiger Woods pulled his shoulder and he don't drive that ball like he normally does. He does not wear a Masters championship.
Expectation. That's when you choke. If you're performing and you're not at your level at a championship or something, you choke. But if you ain't never in it, you say, "Well, I ain't gonna do this because I can't." Mentally, I'm not prepared for it.
So what do you? All right. Well, what
I'm saying is,
so she didn't win. That's what you would just say. You wouldn't say she choked. You would just say she didn't win.
If she had performed and not up to par, that's
so then it's gonna be. Had she would have performed, she would have won, huh? but she wasn't mentally tough enough to fight through whatever it is and overcome that.
She wasn't mentally tough enough.
I mean, I don't know how. See, I just speak from a sports connotation. And again, in sports, either you got it done or you didn't.
Can we talk about the human aspect of it?
Sure. The fallout.
Can we talk? No, the human being who's playing the sport, how the athlete who's also a person feels. Can we talk about that aspect of it, and then not just being a sport? How anybody who feels the need to take off for mental health reasons, so why aren't we accepting that just because her job is on an international platform, because we feel like she was only supposed to perform for a certain number of days, is because the whole country has been looking for, like, when people come in and say, you know what, today I can't work today. I can't enter data into these fields today. You know that? You know what? I can't write this marketing proposal today. Today I can't write this jingle. Today I can't create this ad. Those are days they take as a human being. They say, I need a mental health day from work.
Let me tell you.
And it may be one of the biggest days.
Let me put it this way. On any given Wednesday, that's fine. On the biggest fucking Wednesday before our presentation on Friday that we're given, that's going to make and break the future of the company, that shit's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. We got to get
making and breaking the future of what? The Olympics or the United States?
No. I'm just saying, I was trying to.
Well, you're saying that if this is a marketing agency, and if we have a presentation on Wednesday,
and our future is riding, and I'm trying to make the stakes as big as the Olympics. I can't do it in no other context. The future of the business is riding on this presentation on Thursday. You show up Thursday morning talking about you can't go? You can't get it done? Hey, all right, I respect your mental health, but look, you're probably not going to be coming back to the same work environment. Let's just be honest. Let's be real about it. The pressure's on. The future of the company is on the deck, and then you bail out the window? You talking about, I can't do it. I forgot my lines. I didn't rehearse well enough to give I'm trying to make it equate. I don't know how to do that. And you talking about you now we empty out here with nobody else you didn't prepare nobody else to step in your moment, nothing. And we just crumble under that. We're not cool with that. I'm not cool with that. On any given Wednesday, fine. Not the biggest Wednesday of the company.
So the way I get what you're saying, but my thing is everything you just said, if that person bails out the day before the presentation, the day of the presentation, nobody else prepared, you're the only one who do it. That in itself is a lot of damn stress.
Okay.
That's a lot of stress.
You get paid money too. You don't get paid money for the easy days. You get paid money for the days that things that don't go right.
And so the money is worth your mental health?
No, I'm telling you what the hell employed. No, I said, hey, that's fine. Do what you need to do, but don't act like the employer gonna look at you the same way on the
Why
Wednesday.
should the employer say, you know what? My best employee, we put so much on them that they stressed out. Why didn't they feel they had support? Why didn't somebody else be able to help them? What caused my best employee? Because they're the best for a reason, right? We rely on them for a reason. How did we drop the ball that we didn't even see that they were under so much stress and pressure? It was unfair of us to put the weight of the company on one doggone person to where they could not step away and the team came bump for it. How did the company not even almost step back and look at that?
I got a question because I heard what y'all talking about.
That sounds cute.
I do. Did y'all talk about the fact that? So let me ask you something before. I didn't hear this. I didn't hear y'all talking about this part real quick before I have to hop off. But did y'all talk about
the host so that we can end the recording? Because if not, it's just gonna be recording forever.
No, I'll see that y'all log on. But
okay.
This is something that does bother me about it. So people are really mad at her, but no one seems to be really talking about how messed up the scoring system is for gymnastics. Like, how are you going to tell me, boldface, that you're too good, so we got to score you on a curve so other people have a chance?
That shit alone would make me be like, dude.
I wouldn't want to play the game at all. Like, you telling me point blank period like in no uncertain terms, that you gonna score me different because I'm better than everybody else?
And I'm putting all this work, and I still got to work harder to get the points that these mediocre ass gymnasts are getting because they on my level. That is stressful.
That was the point that I made in my opening defense of her.
Okay, I was making sure I didn't hear that because I'm just like I hear a lot. I see some comments on.
I didn't hear that part. But
I saw some comments on Facebook Park saying that she just quit and everything, and like, is it quitting when the game is so rigged against you? They not even lying about it.
I for real. If you were going, I didn't even hear that part, babe. And if I'd have heard that, I'd really push because now my angle is different. That is stressful as hell. You mean to tell me I practiced and trained all this time to be so goddamn good, and then y'all gonna tell me, you know what, you too good to play any damn way. So now I'm afraid that if I do this, whatever move, because you said that she got 4 moves named after her. That's what you were talking about. So if I do this move, which is my signature, which I love, they are going to they're going to deduct points from me from doing it. So do I do it or do I not do it? You know, like, man. So that adds back to what I just said about when the marketing ad agency. When you said that person probably won't come back to the company, they won't be accepted. And I said, typically when people quit on big days like that, that's when they realize this ain't for me no more. So who knows? She may mess around and say, you know what, this ain't for me no more because of all these other things, all this other stuff is going on.
She don't got to because she's a global icon, so she can do whatever she wants.
So that ain't no choke.
Oh, she choked. I don't damn. I thought she was injured. And then, like, when I opened by saying that, I said, I think that she calculated that there's no way for them to win the gold as a team because she can't do her signature moves because if she do them, she's going to be penalized.
You didn't say that.
I said it. That was part of my one.
You said she calculated they couldn't win. So she said that she calculated that they couldn't win, so she figured she'd take her rest days and then just compete Thursday. Right. That's what you said. You didn't say that
because they calculated they couldn't win because she can't do her big moves because she gets pimped. Okay, well anyway, I said it on Facebook, right? I already.
I would have definitely been on your side if you said that. That's all I know.
We got somebody saying that certain contact on Shaq isn't a foul, but the same contact on Reggie Miller is a foul. That's a curve. Curve officiating is always in sports. That's a fair point. But in terms of this particular thing, the officials are telling her directly, we're grading you on a curve specifically to you because you are better than people. I have before
you even do the move.
Before you even do the move, no matter what. And they've used reasoning as it's too dangerous for other people to try. We're afraid other people are going to get hurt. So you mean to tell me, because that's a different realm than Shaq getting fouled, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Getting fouled and not getting called a foul versus you being the one person on the planet Earth to be able to do something are two very different things.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of people got Shaq's size, right? Well, not a lot, but
think about it. Think about this. What was it? Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Didn't they change the rules in the NBA that you couldn't dunk when he got in the league?
Yeah. That was Wilt Chamberlain. There we go. They widened the lane, I think, for Kareem or something like that. Like it was, or maybe it's one or the other. But they widened the lane. Used to be real thin. Then they widened.
They definitely changed it. They definitely changed it where you couldn't dunk when like either him or Wilt got in the league, which was just for them. That's what I'm talking about. Like. When you try to hinder someone's greatness, that's not you being a quitter. That's like, we'll take it to civil rights. Like when they changed so many laws so that black people couldn't compete in the economic system, when they destroyed our banks, when they destroyed our property, and they're like, "Oh, you a quitter? You gonna leave the South? No, I'm not gonna deal with y'all." Like that's just ridiculous. Like we can't get caught in the trap where we're calling someone a quitter because they're better than everyone else. And the system is directly saying we're going to change the rules so other people can win. That's not quitting. That's someone else openly saying we're going to cheat to help other people win.
But that's not why she said she walked away though either. So I need to read this article that Crystal sent. I want to hear her words, and her truth is her truth. So I think that at the end of the day, it don't really matter what nobody say or call her. Anyway, and I don't think she gives a damn, to be honest with you. Otherwise, she'd probably try to go out here and hurt herself and compete, if it really made a difference. But Chris was saying that she's not competing in the all-around either.
That was
Y'all saw
Pops who said that first.
Pops.
And you
Pops.
researched.
I heard that today. Is there any way y'all can check it?
Yeah, no, she's not competing.
She really isn't. I heard that.
Yeah, no, I looked at it.
Pop say research because I don't want to gossip.
Yeah. I had looked it up there. She's not competing.
Oh, okay. I know. I heard. I wasn't sure, but I swear I heard she wasn't competing at all. You know.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought she was injured. And I thought she was frustrated over that damn rule because she figured they couldn't calculate a win. So why risk it? And you let a younger person get some Olympic experience and y'all still get the silver. This young person who's going to probably be back on the next year's team is going to be even more of a force. I just thought that was like good leadership.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that she was, she choked, she cracked.
And that's what I was saying. That when you made that as an option, I said if that was the case, I think she just would have went to the coach, and that would have been dope, and that would have been a news story. You know what I'm saying? Like that would even project her to even higher levels of adoration. To say, you know what, this Olympic veteran, she's done the calculations. The United States is going to get silver no matter what. So she's decided to sit out and let this younger team member get their experience and build it up, whatever. That's a story. That's PR all the way around, if that's the case. And she has enough credibility with the coach to go in and say, Coach, hey, I want to back out and let baby girl get some in. So that's why I'm like, that can't be it, because they would have ran with that shit. They love stories like that. Love it. Eat it up. Eat it up.
Yeah. I don't know. She choked.
Hey, so Terry over here trying to mess with me. He's talking about so the answer is to give up, take your ball and leave. He said that's weak to me. So I said to him, if you're not going, he's watching the show in the comments. So I say, if you're not going to win, and regardless, what's the point? Why work when you're not going to get paid? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. If I know that my payoff is going to be lesser than or not there at all, and I'm clearly the best option, why am I working for this company? Why am I in this competition? That doesn't make sense to me. That's wasting my time.
I agree. And let me be clear on my position, right? I think she made the best decision for her. If her mental health is damaged, is fractured, and she's concerned, she's making the best decision for her, right? Now, in the context of the sport, she ain't get it done. She ain't get it done. You could say she choked, she quit, she cheated. She wilted under the pressure. She didn't give a damn enough about it. She prioritized her health, her mental health over competing. Whatever you want to say, she didn't get it done. Now, as an individual, she made the best decision for her, and she's a grown ass woman. She can do whatever she want to do. Just the fact that the world is watching is the only reason.
And I wish her well.
I wish her well. I think she, especially if it's her mental health and she's doing what's best for her, I think like that's super dope. But when we start talking sports, she choked. I don't care what you say. That's how it's going to be written. And it might not be right, but no, it is right. But she's just doing what's best for her. She's the only person that's got to live with herself for the rest of her life. So she's prioritizing that over everything. I think that's wonderful. I think that's going to make her a bigger story and a bigger sensation and a bigger legend later. But right now, in the midst of the 2020 Olympics,
make jokes about it.
She choked. I don't
make jokes about it.
All right, that ain't even a joke.
It's hard to be contradictory to say, oh, I really hope she's doing, if it's her mental health, then I hope she's, she did what's best for her, like you're supportive, and then turn around, but she choked though.
I didn't say how she choked. I said she choked
because you've been laughing the whole time.
She choked.
That's not support.
That's not all right. Well, whatever. But she didn't get it done. That's the facts. The facts is she came in expected to win, and she didn't. See how that worked? That's just black and white. That's just the facts. Now, why didn't she win? Oh, well, she didn't compete because she prioritized her mental health. Hey, that's dope. She did what's good for her, but she didn't win. She didn't win. And she recognizes that winning.
So why does that part even have to be added?
She recognizes that winning at all costs ain't worth it. Okay. You disagree with that?
I just don't understand why that extra part has to be added, as opposed to just saying, you know what, like, I appreciate her taking care of her, because that's major. It's like it feels like something that you added as just a bonus that needs to be added just for conversation's sake, because your major argument is that she choked.
When you are considered the GOAT,
You already said it. I get it. I'm just saying. You asked me if I agree, and I explained.
But when you are considered the
you
GOAT,
asked me why, and I explained my answer. I got
she's not a also ran. She ain't the fourth girl on this Olympic team whom nobody even knows her name. This is the greatest Olympian of all time, potentially one of the greatest Olympians.
So that means she can't be Simone Biles. That means she can't be a person. She has to be the greatest Olympian of all time.
She is a person. She is Simone Biles.
Looking forward to seeing her do her 4 signature moves. How dare she take that experience from them because she's going through something? God damn it, us goddamn entitled Americans want to enjoy what we enjoy watching her watching her do what she does. Who gives a damn about how she feels? We wanted to go and we wanted to watch her. So what? She's supposed to suck it up for millions of people because she's just one little person. That's bullshit. And that's what we're saying right now.
I don't think she got to suck it up for nobody. But I think in the context of sports history, this is going to be
history. Yeah. We're talking about her as a person. Excuse me, Pop.
I don't know how many times I can say as an individual she made the right decision. As an individual, she made the right decision for herself, but in the context of the sport and the moment, she choked. She didn't get it done. It doesn't matter if your feelings are hurt or if her feelings are hurt or anybody else's feelings are hurt. She came up short. That's the bottom line.
I just don't understand why we even have to have a conversation about sports history and why can't we talk about human stuff?
It's the damn Olympics. It's there for a reason.
Are you a human every day? Are you a human every day? So you're saying after August the 8th.
So this isn't a duality.
So wait a minute. So
there isn't a duality to this conversation.
It has
only human.
It's been sports history leaning. So the question is, can we discuss it after August 8th when the Olympics is over, maybe in November, or is it because she's an athlete, it's always going to be sports history related, and we can never have a conversation about her as a person because of her profession?
That is so ridiculous.
I'm asking.
That's ridiculous.
So is there a time frame to let the Olympic conversation end so that we can have the conversation?
The Olympic conversation is never going to end. That's why I said it's ridiculous.
Are you talking about the Olympics in January?
Crystal, they talking about the 1926 Olympics right now. What the hell are you talking about?
You mean to tell me that when Michael Phelps came out talking about his mental health issues that they did him the same way? No, they didn't, because he did it after the Olympics. So
wait, you mean he won the championship? He won the championship.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He talked about
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Because he won, but he won. But did he win or did he lose?
Have to have some damn feelings? Are you kidding me? What's the logic in that? He can talk about it because he won, because she didn't win.
No. I said the reason you don't talk about it during the Olympics and you don't make a big deal over it during Olympic discussion is because he won already, and then he talked about it. Now,
so I'm saying, when can the conversation be had?
So, like I was saying before, you got your feelings hurt. Before Simone Biles walked away from the Olympics, Naomi Osaka, or I'm saying her name wrong, she did the same thing. This mental discussion has been happening outside of sports. It's growing. It's getting bigger. So again, stop acting like this is not a conversation that's going on. It's already going on. Simone Biles didn't create it. She ain't put the end to it. It's already going on, and it's going to live, and her situation is only going to make that bigger. I know it. You know it. But the discussion around the sport, the history, and her not repeating is going to be talked about. She didn't get it done.
Okay. That wasn't the answer to my question, but okay.
I thought it was, because I said, yes, there's going to be a discussion about mental health as a person. I said
at what point? And when I gave different
options. It's already happening. Have you not been online at all? People are already talking about it.
I'm talking about with you, where the conversation doesn't have to be focused
inside of this conversation. If you actually listen to me, I've had 2 conversations. I had one about the individual who made the great decision for her best of her own mental well-being. I said it. If she walked away and that's what she She's the only, I even said, she's the only person that's got to live with herself for the rest of her life. She made a decision for that person, and she feels good about that. Great. In the context of sports, discussion number 2, right? Because
no. Discussion about sports context discussion number 1. Her mental health is 1.1.
Whatever. 1 and 2, we can swap them.
They were not 1 and 2. They were not equal.
You can pick the numbers 1 and the number 100, right? And make mental health the 100th one, but it's still only 2 numbers, right? So it doesn't matter. There was an A conversation, there's a B conversation. You can make either way.
I'm quite sure if we did a transcript of this conversation for 50 minutes, right? 45 minutes has been about how she choked. 2 minutes has been about, I hope she's okay.
She choked. I don't know.
So that's not 2 conversations. That's not.
If we're talking about the Olympics, she choked. You want to talk about mental health? She made a great decision for herself.
So that was my question. When can we talk about mental health?
We've been talking about it.
August 8th. I'm saying for mental health to be 1, and then the sports is 1.1. See what I'm saying? How it flips? Weighted. It's differently weighted. That's all I'm asking.
You are the master of your faith. You are the master of your faith. You can have any discussions you want at any time.
I'm going back up.
Anytime you can have any discussion you desire. It's your world, girl.
I tried to talk about mental health, but sports kept being thrown in because it's the Olympics. So that's why I asked, do we have a conversation after August 8th?
Because there's no layers to conversation. We can only talk about one thing. I get it. I mean,
that's where you let it. You told me that we couldn't talk about mental health.
Intellectualize and slice
so
things.
You're the one who said we couldn't talk about mental health because it's the Olympics. You said that.
Who the fuck said that? I've been talking about mental health.
Rewind the tape. Hey,
you rewind the tape. I can't wait for the tape. I need you to watch it. I need you to rewatch it. You ain't listening. You a little too tired to this or something. I don't know.
I'm going back up and allow the other gentlemen to come in.
There's other people coming in?
I was trying to you all.
Terry ain't coming in. He say he's on the prim that. But no, well, shoot, man. Grandpa, how you feel about all this?
I'm still where I was at on that stump there. But I say that seemed to be another word besides choke. If she had performed and not up to par, I say you choke. But if she never even entered it thinking that ain't choking. She took in consideration that I ain't right, so ain't no sense in me competing,
I heard someone.
I don't call it choking. Maybe you can get another word for it, but I don't think it's choking when you look out.
Came up short works.
I heard it. I heard someone do it.
Came up short works.
I heard someone do a description of this yesterday on the radio. I thought it made an interesting point. So the dude was talking about how, if you think about it like this, just like Auntie said earlier, at your job, if you can't do something, you just let people know you take a day off. And there's certain people. Someone said, "Well, what about doctors? They can take a day off." Well, actually, they do. Yeah. If a surgeon who is like, "I can't do this today. I ain't right. I can't act on it," then they won't. What they do is they just change the schedule, because you have in certain jobs, certain things that involves a lot of physical skill, like being a surgeon. It requires a lot of mental focus, and if you ain't right, that costs somebody their life. Now, to juxtapose, I know I said that wrong, to gymnastics. In this particular sport, where the margin of error it's not life or death, obviously, because you're not a surgeon, but shoot, they're doing flips and all types of balance stuff, and when she was doing her part before she had decided to stop competing, she was like, she looked off. It wasn't like she was on then. So I don't know exactly what's wrong with her, because I'm not her, but again, I'm not going to reiterate what I said before, because it doesn't make sense to me if you're going to be in a competition and you already know the rules are a certain way. But that's neither here nor there. If she doesn't want to do it and she's fine with it, that's her business. She's got to live with it. So, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what anybody says about her, because she's 24. She's actually pretty old for someone doing gymnastics in the Olympics anyway. So the fact that she's still at this level is pretty impressive to me. Shoot. But I do want to say, though, that when people bring up her history, they also have to bring up the context, like that one figure skating black lady.
Syria Bonale.
that they did the same thing to her. And so they talk about her not winning it either, but it's always framed in the context of the rules and the way things were set up then. So Uncle Pooh's right. They're going to bring what he set up, but they're also going to bring up, they also point blank said, we're going to judge you differently. So no
That's
matter
forever
what,
going to be part of the conversation.
huh?
That's forever going to be part of the conversation.
Because like
He
people
changed the game.
Because it's like, when someone comes in and they act to fundamentally change rules or tell you they're going to change their scoring system because of what you can do and other people can't do, that's just the way it is. Now, hopefully, people will take a hard look at gymnastics around the world and how they do judge, because it's complete and utter BS that there's not a point blank, if you do this thing correctly, you get these points scoring system. There's no way that it should be so arbitrary that someone can do something so amazing and it not be perfect, but someone does something to a lesser extent and like the complex and it's more important. It's like, it's just strange to me. Like basketball, football, soccer, you score, that's a point. You know what I mean? That's however many points that's worth. That's exactly what it is, and it's clearly who won and lost, and that's what it should be for gymnastics. They need to figure it out, because people are not going to keep wasting their time with something, and they find out that once you get to a certain level of ability, we're going to judge you differently, and that doesn't make any sense to me. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you know what that is. That's she black. They altering rules for marginal white women. This is, it's normal. That's normal white savagery. That's what they do. That's how it continues to roll on. But it's I don't know. People in their feelings over this discussion, but I'm still on her side. She still got to make the decisions that's right for her. I mean, nothing else really matters. But again, when we're gonna talk Olympics, like, because you talked about damn, what was your example? I had one too. The surgeon.
Yeah.
The surgeon. I was listening to an audio book today. He was talking about a pilot who killed 181 people. And man, she came up short. That pops don't like the choke word. She just didn't get it done. All right, how about that? She just didn't get it done. She didn't get it done for whatever reason. Or we know what the reasons are, right? But she didn't get it done. Like, and I get the odds are stacked against you. But like, if the odds are stacked against you and you don't like it and you're like, this is foul, then don't even show up. That's a better protest than coming and then saying, all right, I'm not going to compete. You come, you competed, you started. Right now, finish what you start. That's just the rules of sports. That's how sports is.
That part I agree with. I do agree with that. Like, if you know the rules are going to be a certain way and they're going to do it, I wouldn't even show up. Because showing up shows you don't care one way or the other.
I'm going to beat them anyway.
Yeah,
I'm better than them. I'm going to dominate.
That's the part I do agree with you with, because it does kind of show that you're like, oh, I'm going to be better regardless. But if things don't go your way, you gotta suffer from the consequences of that too, because it's showing that you did care. And but I don't know.
Boycotting would have been a much stronger point.
Yeah, I mean, if she should have just stated, like, because these rules are set up this way, I'm not going to waste my time. If she did that, I don't think anyone could have faulted her for that.
Nah, she win. I don't think nobody should fault her for her decision even now. But she made the decision that's best for her. But again, this sports history conversation is going to happen whether folks like it or not. And the conversation don't be she came up short. Dad, I'm not using choke. She came up short. She didn't win, right? She just didn't. She didn't get it done. Like, nobody. Tom Brady lost 2 Super Bowls. One to a dude, literally the ball like stuck to his damn helmet. Yet nobody says, "Oh my God, the ball stuck to his helmet. That was such an amazing play." They say Tom Brady came up short. Period. It don't even matter. He wasn't even out there when the defense gave up the last-minute touchdown to Eli Manning. He was on the sidelines because he's a quarterback. But guess what? He came up short. Oh, it's not right. He didn't play defense. We can make all the excuses in the world. He had a terrible defense. His special teams was off. The coach was calling garbage. They was in the stands using lasers, messing with his eyes. There's all types of stuff being said. The bottom line is he didn't get it done. Now you got it done 7 other times, so there is that. Yeah.
I'm probably wrap it up today.
Yeah, I'm the only one fired up. Crystal's been back now. I'm ready to go. Y'all just watch out. Let go. Y'all all get on. Let me get on. I'll just keep going.
You can stay on, but
I'm kidding, man.
But y'all want to do final thoughts? Let's wrap. Auntie, give your final thoughts.
My final thought is kudos to her, and I hope that she is okay.
What about you, Grandpa? What's your final thought?
My final thoughts is she dropped out, but she didn't choke. Because I think you got to perform before you choke. And she didn't perform it. She just dropped out, maybe thinking that she might choke.
All right. What about you, Uncle Pooh?
My final thoughts are track and field is coming up. We're going to see some performances. Let's get it in. I'm excited.
All right, y'all. We'll see you guys next week. Shoot. Until Barry show. I don't know. I got to figure out a way to close out better.
Right. Make beer